Hey everyone, it's Random Noob, and this is my 2.01 update hotfix and 2.02 patch review. Starting off with the hotfix, there was a lot of really good changes in here, a lot of great bug fixes. The biggest one for me is Zin's weapon shots clipped on map collision. You know how big this is, guys? Zin is like playable now. It feels so good. I tested it around a little bit yesterday. It feels great. This is a huge change. Another big change is Con could ult players who were CC immune. That's a huge switch. Con ult was just really annoying if you're playing like a Nara with Mother's Grace and you just Grace, not expecting to get ulted, boom, he grabs you. It was really annoying. The rest of these weren't really that big. Bulldozer description change is nice. Fixed an issue with swapping in the mixer store or whatever. Obviously, this is a huge issue. They couldn't get real money purchases because it would close their client. Ouch, Hi-Rez. That's a big oof. In terms of balance changes on the hotfix, Amani, these are some pretty big changes, guys. I think Amani might be getting nerfed into the ground. I'm not even kidding. Her dragon got changed. Ultimate charge rate reduced. I'm totally fine with. I wanted this change. I like this change. Duration reduced 25 seconds to 20 seconds. I'm cool with this change as well. I said 15 seconds the way it was previously, but with this huge nerf, I'm cool with this. Even honestly, I'm cool with it being at 25 seconds with this nerf, guys. This nerf right here is huge. Like, it's literally dragon breaking. Like, this dragon is useless now. Using Frostfire Breath now slows the avatar's move speed. The reason this is bad is because when you attack, you literally move like this. You're like an ant in the air. Like, you're moving so slow. It's just, oh, it feels so bad, guys. If you guys try the dragon, just try it. It feels terrible. It feels just awful. I can't kill anything with it now. I mean, in casuals maybe because people aren't shooting the dragon as much, but in scrims and stuff like that, it just feels terrible. In my opinion, even just that change already makes Amani a bad character because her base kit was pretty weak in my opinion already. It wasn't very good. It's really slow, no mobility. It did have some burst, yes, with fire, but it wasn't enough really. The dragon is really what pushed her to be viable. And now that the slow is a thing, it just makes her dragon terrible, and she's bad, guys. I really don't like this change. If they do want to put this change in, like, buff it a little bit. Make it so you slow down barely, because it doesn't feel like a dragon. It feels like I'm going really fast, and then I start shooting, and I'm just, like, stuck in air. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of this change. Frostfire Glide removed the functionality where finding an obstacle and coming to a complete stop would cancel the ability. I love this change. I said that in one of my previous Amani videos, that it was really annoying when you Frostfire glided into like a corner or like into a wall and you just stopped. I really I'm cool with this change. I love this a lot. And that's it for the hotfixes. Not much, but great changes, especially like I said, the Zen weapons change and the Con ult change. And a few of the Amani changes. I'm really not a fan of this one. But yeah, let's hop into the 2.02 update. For this update, I don't know if you guys watched the patch show or not. I know I'm sure some of you have. They did go through a ton of bug fixes. A lot of them they didn't really do that much. I'm going to run through them and highlight the ones I thought were really good. We'll run through them a little bit together. Made significant improvements to AI bot pathing. This is huge. Everyone knows how annoying it is to get a bot on your team because they just stay in spawn or whatever. Hopefully that fixes this, because getting a bot on your team isn't the end of the world if the bot knows what it's doing, right? I mean, they could also eventually, program bots that are expert skill level, medium skill level, low skill level based on MMRs, right? So bots could be not a bad thing in the future. I really hope they improve the AI even more. As far as bug fixes go, Ash change not really that big. Just a sound thing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is really annoying. Any sound issues are always annoying, I guess. Amani got a huge amount of changes. This was really annoying when she get locked out over fighting her attacks. Felt really bad. I think it happened when you would stance switch, when you had full mana or something. That's when it would happen to me. Amani's dragon come unkillable and persist indefinitely. That is a very good change. I'm glad that's fixed. I never experienced that one at all. Didn't really experience this one as either. Amani's ice spore would get stuck on her person. Experienced that, but that wasn't that big. As soon as you Frostfire Glide, it would go away. This was a huge issue. Fixed an issue where Wrecker, Cauterize, Bulldozer affected Frostbomb and Inferno Cannon. That was a big issue. I don't think Frostbomb was being affected as far as I know, but Inferno Cannon was, which made it really OP. I think this will pretty much kill Imani alongside her Dragon nerf, because honestly, one reason I thought she was good is because Inferno Cannon had Wrecker, which is, yeah, Imani's bad, guys. Imani's bad. The Frostfire Breath thing where to persist after death for their Dragon was really annoying. I'm glad they're fixing that. The rest of the stuff seems pretty. Sarah's Soul Orbs no longer persist when a Dragon dies with active stacks, like whatever. Fix an issue where Imani could appear on the ground to opponents and Inferno Cannon was cast midair. That's a big change. I'm glad that's fixed. Obviously, that's game breaking. You're shooting someone that's not even there. It's a pretty big deal. I don't know if this actually like registered shots. Like if you shot the Imani on the ground when she was in the air, if that registered or not. But either way, that's a great change. We want everything to look the way it should, right? Genos freestyle equipped would cause him to leave a healing loop sound on the stage. So sound issue fixed. Sound issue fixed with Maeve. Sound issue fixed with Sky. Strix no longer has his reveal. That was obviously a huge issue because reveals were supposed to be out of the game and it's still in. Terminus, we need a lot of fixes on Terminus, guys. 2 fixes is not enough. It's not enough, high res. It's not enough, but it's on the way. Teleport back to Khan if he died to overpower. That's weird. I don't know if this was even affect the game that much. I guess it would if so. Then he could ult on the map, which is pretty bad. And then obviously invisible Terminus bug. I think there's still other issues with this. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to fix all of them. Hopefully it does, though. Torvald fixed an issue that would allow players to gain benefits of Hearth Order and Life Giver cards without successfully using protection. I'm not exactly sure what this means, because how do you not successfully use protection? Maybe around a wall or something. Like you'd hit a shield and the guy would be around the wall, so it actually wouldn't register, but it would give him the bonus of the cards, maybe? I'm not exactly sure. I don't play that much Torvald to know for a fact. General bug fixes. I'm not sure the ranked win ones. I'm cool with that. I don't know how that's a bug fix, really. Battle Pass experience, fine. Various description text cleanups for all this stuff. That's cool. We needed that. A lot of these had, like Fireball had weird text things. A lot of the Strix ones. So that's fine. Fix an issue or refund banner. Yada yada yada. I think a lot of this stuff is pretty yada yada yada. Not big deal to gameplay, which all I care about is gameplay. Here's the hotfix notes I talked about a little bit. The big issue was in. Under investigation, let's check this out. Kill cam sometimes causing looping sounds to continue indefinitely. That's terrible. Mani is locked out using Throat Bolt. Terrible. Drex can really get locked out of his ultimate until death. Okay, that's pretty bad. I remember that. This is a huge issue. Stellar Wind, SFX loops. Obviously, sound issues are a big deal. They're really annoying. Bomb King's ultimate music can sometimes get stuck on him in matches. Okay, sound issue. Using 9 lives sometimes does not reset Maeve's cooldowns. Obviously a huge issue. I've never experienced this one. I've played a decent amount of Maeve recently. Have not experienced that yet, but that's a big, big problem. They need to fix that. Terminus ultimates sometimes cannot be used upon death. Awful issue. This needs to be fixed ASAP. Game breaking. Turn remain active when respawning a mountain. Game breaking. That's so game breaking. You can't dismount him then. That is terrible. Some players' settings, obviously, that's whatever. It's a pretty big issue. It's annoying for players. Players that are on the edge of playing the game, things like this can make them quit. Like, you know what? I log into my Paladins that day. Log in. I'm like, what the heck? All my senses reset. I don't even remember what my sense was. I'm done, you know? I'm quitting. Like, these are huge things I need to fix. When players respawn, they can sometimes see static enemy health bars. Yeah, that was whatever. It always went away from me. You could just see it through you could see it people through the wall basically. Actually you couldn't, because it would just stay in one spot, right? So it didn't actually give you any like huge advantage, but it was really annoying. Glad they're looking into that. UI displaying timer and scores can disappear randomly. Okay, I don't really care about Onslaught, but cool. Good for the Onslaught players. Grumpy Bomb can appear to explode, but the VF... This is a huge issue right now, guys. I don't know if you guys have played Bomb King recently, but I'll throw my Grumpy, and based on where I am, it like looks like the Grumpy lands where I threw it already, explodes, and then my real Grumpy that's invisible comes, lands, and then doesn't have any visual effects, and explodes and stuns people. It's like pretty broken, but hopefully that's what they mean by that, because that issue is pretty big. In my opinion, BK will probably be banned in PPL if they don't fix that. He was already getting banned a lot last year, and a lot of their issues aren't getting fixed. Some players not receiving dedicated insane titles, obviously an issue. People deserve their titles they earned. Dredge's in-hand weapon fire, reload, and explosions are sometimes not heard in PS4 matches. Game breaking. Sound. I've been preaching this whole video. Sound issues are a big deal. No one likes hearing stuff they're not supposed to. Do you guys remember like 3 patches ago, 4 patches, I can't remember exactly when it was, but Strick's footsteps were like ungodly loud. Like you could hear them cross map. Like it was just so unpleasant. I never wanted to see a Strix in my game. I'm glad they're looking into a lot of these sound issues, because in my opinion they're a really big deal. Sound is a very important thing in games, right? Damage UI sometimes shows champions who are not in the match. Never really experienced that, but okay. Cassie's ultimate occasionally not revealing enemies to Cassie and her teammates. That's a big bug. Obviously, your ultimate doesn't work, but I wonder if this is going to affect Amani, where she ults and then Amani like just doesn't get affected by her ult. I'm not sure. Has CC immunity ever affected Cassie ult? I'm pretty sure that's a bug. Like I think you can ult people that are CC immune. So I hope this affects that. I hope they're looking into that as well. Terminus occasionally does not swing his axe. Obviously game breaking. Like, come on, you can't attack. That's awful. I think this happened to someone in a PPL match, and it was like, after that it was like ban Terminus. Like you could, like, this character could not be played. I think it was actually us. I remember Tulky. It happened to Tulky once, and he had to like go suicide to reset Terminus so he could attack. It was really bad. I'm glad he's banned in competitive play right now, because he's just a walking bug, as a lot of people say. Ash's shoulder bash is sometimes globally healable. I think they said that earlier. Didn't they say they fixed that? And then up here, fix an issue with Xenobuster. What does attenuated mean? What? Attenuated. Having been reduced in force to effector value. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Maybe someone smarter than me could tell me in the comments. I'm not. I usually know. I'm usually pretty good at grammar, but I'm not quite sure. So okay, yeah, this is fine. Any sound issues you can hear globally is bad. Sky can sometimes cannot hear her own footsteps. This is whatever quality of life thing. As long as other people could hear it, it's not that big of a deal. Koga and Eevee are reportedly too quiet to players when they're flanking. This sounds like a baby rage thing to me. I'm not sure, because whenever I play Eevee, well, actually, now I think about it, Koga, sometimes I don't know he's attacking me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys are like this or whatever, but Koga sometimes, I don't know he's behind me. I don't know. So I don't know. Eevee, I'm pretty sure that everyone could hear Eevee, because I don't know, maybe it's just the skin I use, the Bewitched Eevee. That skin is so loud, you could hear it cross map for sure. This might be like a skin dependent thing, but Koga, I'll keep my eye on Koga. This is kind of opening my eyes. As far as all these changes, it's really cool that they're under investigation and they're showing, you know, the player base that these are like very high priority changes, because a lot of these things are game breaking, and if they can fix this whole list, the game would be in just a much better spot in general. Obviously, there's bugs on here that Evil Mojo isn't saying, or they just don't know about maybe, or they don't have high priority fixes on them just yet. One bug for me that I really would like them to look into that I'm not seeing on this is with Amani. Amani, if you're fire stance and you charge up your last shot, you shoot it, and you hit someone and you click right away, you get a free 1100 burst, and then you still have your mana at full mana, so you actually get 2 1100 bursts. So really, well, I guess 1000 now, because they did they are nerfing her next patch, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, so I was doing like 3k burst in under a second. It's pretty disgusting bug. It's pretty game breaking. I want them to put that on this list, because if they don't fix that Amon, he's just going to be banned in PPL, which after these balance changes, you'll see she might not even be picked, but we'll get onto that later. Crossplay. For me, crossplay is a huge deal, guys. Paladin's player base is big, but it's not like super big on PC, on Xbox, on Switch. It's divided. I think Switch actually might have one of the bigger player bases. When they released on Switch, Paladin's got a hugely like awesome appeal. Excuse me. Excuse me, one sec. When they released on Switch, they got a huge like influx of new players that it really enjoyed the game. Like if you went on the Switch subreddit and search Paladins, there's some really big threads where everyone just like praising the game. Like they all love it. Like Switch players love Paladins for some reason. I don't know why, but well, I do know why because the game's great. But like compared to like other platforms, like their Switch Reddit just like adores Paladins, which was really awesome. Like I love seeing that because I love the game too. I know a lot of us love the game, but crossplay is going to bring a lot of new players. The fact that input method in ranked is a thing is huge. Like I know there's Xbox players that play on keyboard. Like they're going to be able to play with us now. Like any way to get more players playing together, making matches better, making ranked better is just an amazing thing. I'm so glad for this. This is like huge. I remember back in the day when I was like 10 playing Call of Duty on PS3. Like, oh, I wish I could play with my Xbox friends. I know that's not really, you know, PS4 is not in here, but kind of a, you know, example of why I think this is so awesome. And honestly, I never thought crossplay would ever get here. Not just for Paladins, but for any game, because like so many of these companies are really stubborn. But I'm glad they're all working together because it's definitely for the better of everyone. Also, cross progression is a big deal. I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna work. Like if you had a PC and an Xbox account, like are you gonna get both XPs combined, or are you just gonna get like your highest level account? I'm not sure about that, but that'll be interesting. They had a keyboard and mouse support for Xbox. I think people are already doing this cheating wise, like using like mods and stuff. So it's cool that they're adding the actual support in the game. Discord rich presence. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I know there is Discord functionality for Paladins already, but it's pretty bad, so maybe they're just fixing that. And now, my favorite part of the new patch, a new Siege map. I was mind blown with this when they released this. I was like, wait, didn't we just get Warder's Gate like not too long ago? Like what? I was just like hyped. Like I even tweeted it out or whatever, and I don't know. I'm really hyped about this map. Looking at the pictures, the midpoint, it's got a decent amount of cover, right? Like you could have your tank sit behind this wall, There's some flank routes here. There's cover for DPS, you know, or a healer standing right here if their other team's set up over here. They have these little like mounds on the map that are only on like one side. So I'm not sure if this map is asymmetrical where it's different on both sides, which would change a lot for drafting and stuff like that. Unless there is a mound here that I'm just not seeing. But there's like one side seems sandier than the other. So I don't know how that's going to affect drafting and stuff like that. In terms of the end cap, the spawn door is right here. I'm not sure if there's any spawn door here where there's like a high ground, but I guess there's probably an exit right here as well. Probably, it looks like there's another one here. You can see a little glow. In terms of this, I'm not sure where does the cap go here? Like, does it go into this root thing, or I'm not seeing the ending that I'm looking for quite. I'm not quite sure what to see from this. We'll have to look at another picture. Okay, here's the only other third picture they're showing right here. We can definitely get an overlay on the screen. Yeah, I'm not sure what this picture is trying to show. But that's a cool head. What is this picture for? Anyways, let's take a look at the overview of the map they released. There's definitely a lot of cool things about this map that it has going for it. Like, the tops aren't just pushing you off. They actually do damage you with that blue fire on the top you guys can see there. The overview map makes the map look really interesting with these huge flank routes on the side. You can kind of see them here. But there's just a lot of interesting things going on with new gameplay elements. I like the look of the map. It's really cool with the blue and the brownish reddish color. It's just overall a really cool map, and I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to do a little map review video on it and also play it against other teams. It looks like a really great map for competitive. All right, hopping into the skins. This Makoa skin I think is amazing. It's not as cool as Rock Monkey's drawing. If any of you saw that, go check out Meta's Twitter if you haven't. But I think this skin is awesome. I think a lot of the skins in this patch are just sick. Like, look at how cool that looks. I know it's obviously like splash art, but if you guys saw it in game, you'd think pretty similar. The shell looks really good. And honestly, I don't know what Paladins is doing or what Thunderbrush is doing, but their skins are looking very similar to actual skins. Like I mean, their splash arts are like really looking like the in-game skins at this point. They're making the skins look so good in game. Okay, that's just the event actually. In terms of this, yada yada, I don't know, event stuff, whatever. If you guys like this stuff, you can look at it more. I'm not a big fan of events. I buy it, I play it, yada. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, is there a new mode in here? I know they talked about it on the stream, but I guess they're not talking about it here. But there was a new mode using the new map where like portals spawn and it augments the gameplay. Like there's low gravity. I'm not sure what the other ones were exactly. If I had to guess, it probably like increased ultimate charge or something like that. Increased HP. I don't know, whatever they come up with. But that looked really cool, and I'm really excited to make some videos on that. I can't wait to play that. I really can't. So maybe I do like this event more than the other ones because of that. Because I think that's super cool. I think it's awesome that they're definitely adding interesting gameplay elements like that. Moving farther down, quest stuff. All right, now here, back to the skins that we were talking about. So we already looked at the Koa one right here. So there's 3 Omega skins, and I guess there's 4 Omega skins and 1 Geno skin. Looking at the Shaolin skin, I was a big fan of this. When he right clicks back, he actually there's like circles that go around the bow. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool VFX in the skin. Just a big fan of it. I'm not a huge Shaolin player, but it's a cool skin. Like I kind of like what Hi-Rez is doing. It seems kind of like I don't know what the word is. I guess lazy is the best word I can say. Because like they're making skins that all use similar assets, look similar. But I like the idea of it. Like you're giving 4 different styles of players the chance to get those skins, right? Like look, what if they just made an Omega Shaolin skin, right? Only Shaolin players could get that. Now, like, they're kind of, you know, Terminus gets one, Dredge gets one, Koa gets one. Kind of cool. I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. It lets them release more skins, supports the game more, and more players that play these different champions get a variety of skins, right? Like, if you're a Dredge player, boom, you just got a sick Omega Dredge skin. But yeah, let's move on. I just wanted to say that real quick. Terminus, I really like this Term skin. It gives him an alternate look. It's like it's like a mech instead of, you know, an undead whatever he is. I don't even know the lore well enough to say what he is, but I like this look. I'm not gonna lie, the little skull right here is cute. And like I said, this splash art looks very similar to the actual in-game skin, which I'm very, very like just props to Thunderbrush, because whatever he's doing, keep it up, brother, because you're making it look great in game. If you guys wanted to see him in game, you just have to open up the patch notes show real quick and hop to that. Dredge skin, I wasn't really a big fan of it. I mean, I kind of am, because it does look really cool, but the reason I'm not a big fan of it, it's the same with the Terminus skin. They're releasing too much Dredge and too much Termi skins. Guys, come on. Like, is there that many Dredge players? I guess there might be, because a lot of people complain about them. But just, I think they could have waited a little bit to release these skins. I do like them, though. I do like them. They're both... I think the Dredge one actually looks amazing. Like, comparative to the rest of them, I think the Dredge one looks really good. I also think the Koa one looks good. If I had to pick my favorite 2 of these 4... I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's probably the Dredge and probably the Koa skin. I really like this Koa skin. I love this skin. It's so good. It's so good. I don't think I'm going to use this Dredge skin, but I like it better than the Termi and the Shaolin skin, even though they're really nice too. But my favorite skin of the patch is this Geno skin. I love this skin. I don't know what it is about it. It gives me like a Masked Magician vibe from like Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know. It's just so simple but so good at the same time, right? Like his hair with a little, you know, ponytail on the end with a little bow. His gun looks really awesome. The top hat. I'm a huge fan of top hats with a white coat like that. I don't know. I love this skin, guys. I don't know what you guys think, but Genos players, buy this. I'm not even... Get this skin. Better not see you with any other skins than this. Get it. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I really like that skin. Big fan of it. Where do you get it in? The Senpai chest. What? And then you get all these other skins in it. Yada, yada, yada. That kind of sucks. I hate when they do this. I hate when they put skins in a chest. Like, just let me buy that skin outright, please, Hi-Rez. Like, I'll buy this skin for 300 crystals. If I don't have to buy, you know, the other two. Or whatever, other two skins. Like, you could spend 500 crystals and not even get this skin if you don't have some of this stuff. You know? I don't know. But I love this skin. That's by far my favorite. There's probably a reason why they put it in that chest. As far as the balance change goes for this patch, there's not much at all. Half of them were for the hotfix, but these changes are huge for Amani. Honestly, for me, the reduced charge time rate is nice, but the extra 100 damage and the reduced mana regeneration rate really hurts. It really does. I think it might make Amani more fun to play and maybe a little bit more consistent, because when you got Dove and Fire Stance, you had to switch to Frost. You had to, or you were pretty much dead because your rate of fire was so slow. The fact that the rate of fire is, you know, the charge time got reduced, so your rate of fire, you get off another fireball every 4 fireballs, you get an extra fireball, right? You do them, I think that's right. It's close to that, whatever. But you get an extra fireball every 3 or 4, right? That's a huge deal. It's a big deal. If you add that up together, there actually is more damage if you hit every shot, and it makes you more consistent. So I'm alright with it, but I still think this change with the Frost Fairy Breath kills Amani. Her dragon was still the best part of her kit, even with everyone countering it now. Everyone's buying Bulldozer, everyone's using Big Game Cassie, everyone's doing all the, you know, basic counters, and I think her dragon's bad. So that's it from a patch review, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And stay tuned for the next vid. Peace.